Hello, my name is Rachel, and I'm so excited to talk about the Legacy of Vader episodes 5 and 6. My night has been pretty good so far. It's Friday night, so I can't wait to start my weekend soon, and very excited to be here. So, thank you so much for having us on.
Yeah,
Thank
and
you for joining me.
we always want to join you to talk about Kylo. It's one of our fave
Yes.
characters. So yeah, I'm Jen. I'm also really excited to be here and talk about Legacy of Vader. This has been one of my favorite comics really of the past several years. I've really enjoyed it. So always happy to talk about it. My Friday night is great. I hadn't read the issues we're talking about since they had come out. Until earlier today, I did a little refresher and I was like, that's right. I love these so much.
Yeah, I felt like we ran into that good problem last time with issues 1 through 4 because I feel like once we started talking about those certain issues, and that video will be linked at the end of this video, so go check that out and the description, of course. The first time we talked, but it was like I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna bring some cool points to the table, some things I really liked, and then one of you two were just like, oh, and then there was this scene, and I'm like, oh my god, that did happen. And
It
these are
just
short
snowballs.
comics.
It
They're
does.
Yes, it's just nothing but different, points of view. Like we all have
Yeah.
different aspects that we pull from these, issues, and they're no more than 20 pages, and there's still so much,
Yeah.
Mhm.
context and so much lore within, and it's just like, wow, people really think that Kylo was just misused in the sequels, and it's like, no, 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 no.
No, no,
It's right
no.
there.
Yeah.
There's
Dig
so
deeper.
much more in
Yeah.
between. So,
Charles goes very hard on Kylo Ren. So
mm,
As
yeah.
does the artist, too.
yes, Luke Ross. Is that who that is?
Well, I'm looking at part 5, and this one is done by Stefano Raffaele.
Oh
I don't.
yeah.
They all have a really interesting take to Kylo and everything, which I feel like the artwork too has its own tone and like
Yeah.
story in it, just
Mm.
there.
And this one has some fun artwork in particular I can't wait to talk about.
Me too.
Yeah, it's so interesting how, there's times in these comics where you're going back to the prequel trilogy, and that's what we talked about with the last issue with Kylo Ren going to Tatooine, and it's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Like that's not real, right? This isn't canon. What is
Yeah.
Kylo Ren doing on Tatooine? And now in issue 5, we see this kind of once again. So now we're going to officially take a step into issue number 5, and to be specific, and Kylo Ren is on Naboo, and this is a planet that we know from the prequel trilogy. Once again, the homeworld of
Yeah.
Queen Amidala and Sheev Palpatine, that scummy guy. But either of you want to kind of start it off and kind of tell us what some of your favorite parts were of this issue number 5?
I just love that the the issue previous what kind of ended with Kylo being like, "I'm king of Naboo." And I love this scene because I love his dynamic with Hux, where Hux is like, "So,
Yes.
can you tell me why you thought you should declare yourself king of Naboo without even talking to me? No meeting or anything."
Yeah.
And the excuse that Kylo gives Hux is so like nonchalant and like it's not an excuse at all. And poor Hux just kind of has to take this awful excuse and say, "Okay, I guess we're invading Naboo now for no reason." And it's just Naboo. Even Naboo in its height didn't even have a really good army. And so here we are, this poor impoverished Naboo. There's hardly any sort of resistance. So you can't
No.
really even call it an invasion because it's more of like just come and take it over.
Yeah. And this kind of feels like some pieces that can be pulled from Andor a little bit. It kind of gives you that you feel what the citizens could feel, kind of like with Gorman. I feel like you can kind of plug that in with Naboo, especially with the way like Kylo Ren was kind of like disguising himself. Like it seems like he put like a cover on, and was just, I don't know, it was just like a weird thing. It kind of felt like he was like Revan in a way where he's like playing both sides, and he knows, obviously Kylo Ren, there's Ben Solo's still down there. He's
Yeah.
there, just like Darth Vader. There's still a little bit of Anakin Skywalker in there, but it's very different, especially with this character because it's Kylo Ren. And yeah, speaking of General Hux, I mean, he's the one that led the First Order to invade the planet, and it's just like, what's Kylo Ren doing right now. You know, it's just no one's on the same page whatsoever.
No. And I mean, it goes back to even in the sequel trilogy, Kylo is not in charge of the military. Hux is in charge of the military. Kylo does the Force stuff, especially if Snoke is asking him to do specific projects. So the fact that he's now Supreme Leader creates this very extra awkward dynamic between them because Kylo wants to be leader of everything, and that also includes the military, but he also has no real experience, or I don't even think he's interested in it.
Yeah.
I think he knows a lot about their military in the sense of like he knows a lot about the ships and like the
Yeah.
weaponry and where their weaknesses are, and because that is what he's mostly interested in.
Yep.
One of my favorite aspects is that he uses that knowledge to help with the Naboo resistance. And this is not any sort of like genuine Naboo resistance. Kylo literally goes down to Naboo and says, "We are resisting the First Order and I will lead the charge single-handedly." And all the little citizens are just like, "What is this guy doing?" And okay, I guess we'll follow. My favorite is the scene where like they all like come up in their really old rundown ships and against the First Order's massive like modern fleet, and
Yeah.
they still end up like, I wouldn't say necessarily winning per se, but close enough to the fact that like the First Order is like, who are these people?
Yeah, it's so freaking weird too because like it's weird how Kylo intentionally like gave up like his little army that he had. And it's like once again, it's kind of like you have everything right here, man. Like what are you doing again? But obviously towards the end, yeah, you kind of like talk about the Naboo's like limited resources, like everything's so outdated. And I actually have the issue. I think I left it on my coffee table, but I believe they show statues of Palpatine in this issue, right?
Do they?
Man, if so, I completely missed it, but I have it pulled up because
I was gonna say if it's not this one, it might be 4 or something, like right
4.
when they if
That's
they just
super
get there.
cool though. Yeah.
But I'm just like, oh no, you know, like
Yeah.
of course,
Yeah.
you know, like Palpatine would have statues of himself there. So it's just kind of like, oh, so you see how everything kind of comes full circle with that.
Yep.
But especially
Totally.
I feel like the theme more so of issue 5 is Kylo and his self-hatred. You know,
Yes.
he's heavily conflicted, and also kind of some of the things with Han Solo. I mean, so the legacy character being the father of this new character that we love is just like, oh no. So you get the feels in there once again. You know, issue 1 through 3 heavily had the heartstrings pulling, and once you get to this one, you're like, ah, yes, I know who Han Solo is, or I know who he was. You know, so it's like, all right, let me choke back on the tears a little
Yeah.
bit.
I know Vanny calling him out basically and being like, "Why are you doing any of this? Let me just tell you it's because you hate yourself." And I was like, "Oh my gosh."
I appreciated
Yeah.
that because I had no idea why Kylo was doing what he was doing. It
Nobody
was so
else knows
bizarre.
either. Kylo doesn't
Yeah.
know that's why he's doing it. He gets mad when he gets called out because he doesn't want to admit that that's what's going on inside his brain.
And it's so cool though too how the authors really pull that feeling that you see Kylo have, especially like in The Last Jedi when he could have shot Leia's like ship, but he didn't, and he held back, and you see like, yep, there goes Ben Solo again, you know, like
Yeah.
he has feelings, and you know he holds back, and of course like his pilots behind him, you know, took the shot. But that's
Yeah.
something that you see here is, you know, like Vanny was talking about how, you know, it's like, this is you, dude, and you're like doing too much, you know, and he needs to hear that at the same time. But it's just like Ben knows that he can still be like this good person, but it's just the obsession with, you know, being grandpa, with being Vader, and you know, the title of it, the Legacy of Vader, is literally the thing that's holding Ben Solo back from wanting to be this almighty power. And it's like, dude, you have everything here. You're literally like taking over this planet, which I mean, you don't really need. But you know, you're flexing the power. You and Hux together just never works. And at the same time, with it not working, you still have everything right here. You have, you know, pretty much like space WMDs. You have literally anything at your fingertips. And it's just like your obsession, man. You got to hold back a little bit. That's why when we talk Hunt for Ben Solo later, it's going to be like, here we go. This is the guy we know, you know? So
yeah, it's always interesting when I've heard people say, you know, like, I just didn't feel like he was going to have a redemption arc. And to me, it was really obvious that that was brewing, because even in The Force Awakens, he struggles with killing his dad. And anybody else that did that, the entire point of doing that was because Snoke told him, like, this will really put you into the dark side because you're not doing a good job of being on the dark side. And if you kill your dad, this will really do it. And it doesn't do it. How much like light does there have to still be in you? You know what I mean? For that to not take hold. And so to me, from even The Force Awakens onward, you see these glimpses of like, you are still very much Ben Solo and he's trying to claw his way out of you. And in order to kind of reject that, he overcompensates by doing things like declaring himself king of Naboo.
Yeah, whatever makes you feel good, King. You know? Come on.
Well, he can't be, and then of course, like, he can't be king of Naboo when there's a pathetic resistance. So he has to make sure that the resistance is there so that he can actually feel like it's worthwhile. You know, who is he king over? Pathetic nobodies? No, he's gonna make them all super cool. He's like, look at this cool planet I have conquered now.
And then shot them all.
Yeah, it's like, ooh.
Oh, when he lightsabers everybody to death. I know. I was like, what are you doing? I'm trying to defend you here.
Emotional whiplash.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's also kind of out of nowhere. Like, you don't see it right away, you know, because they're all like in that bunker or that underground spot, or that's what it seems to be. And then it's just like all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, like shit's about to pop off, and it does, and it's super quick.
I do think it's really funny, though, that like the first meeting Kylo had with the Naboo citizens, Bane is there, and he's just kind of like a creeper in the background. And why does no one say anything? Like, why do you have this droid with a head suspended in some solution, just chilling?
Yeah, what is this?
Like, that's not weird?
Who is that?
Okay.
So interesting. Yeah, what was then? Oh yeah, so Naboo also is like, you know, like when Vinay and Kylo are there, he's kind of, you know, giving like the little history lessons that he does, which I always appreciate, because I'm like, okay, this is familiar territory. Vinay is talking about how Naboo represents the love story between Anakin and Padme, and Kylo is just kind of like, so I have to be in love, you know, like what? And like to be what my grandfather once was, and he just kind of throws that idea out the window. He's just like, okay, let's get to something that's going to actually, you know, benefit me. You're telling me about my grandma and grandpa, you know, starting their relationship. So I always thought that I had that down as like probably like my funniest moment from this issue, where there's not too many funny things, but this is the one that stood out to me.
I mean, he just got rejected. So
he did.
He's not trying to pretend that went well. I don't think so.
I will say the artwork is hilarious. Like, what is this?
That entire scene of him doing acrobatics in his little outfit with his little goggles, I was like, this is Ben Solo. I don't care what Kylo thinks he is right now. That's Ben Solo.
Yes.
It's so good. It's just like one man versus the entire squad.
I deeply need to see a real life of this, of Adam Driver doing like high kicks, because I just can't imagine it in real life. And I would just love to see that.
How old is Adam Driver? 42.
40, yeah.
Yeah, I think he could get that 42-year-old leg up there.
I think he could do it. I can barely get off the couch without my bones making noises, so maybe it's hard for me to imagine, but I think he could do it.
I think so too. That would be really cool. I feel like, you know, there's always like the Ben Swallow memes. There's always even his rejection. There's memes of that, or, you know, the more, of course, in The Last Jedi. But like,
God, yeah.
Like, a Ben Solo freaking leg kick? Are you kidding me? A high kick at that? I'm down. That's meme worthy for days.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, so Vinay also hints the true power that lies, and of course it's like, oh yeah, everything, dude, it's back at Vader's, fortress on Mustafar. And it's also just like setting up, the coming issues, but it's like, what was this? What was this like side mission of Naboo? Like, was this necessary to the story? Yes, but I'm trying to think as, if I was with Kylo Ren, it's like, bro, we kind of wasted some time here. But like I said, for the story, it's good. But just
Mhm.
Vinay being like, yeah, everything's back at, on Mustafar, the place where we started.
I would have legit been like, you mean where I met you?
Yeah, you're going back there and you are staying there. Like, I don't need this floating dome piece following me anymore.
No.
I like that Hux also tries to figure out why Kylo is not involved as much with the fighting because he's off doing his weird vigilante stuff with the resistance on Naboo. And he's like, that's none of your concern. Don't worry about it. I have my own
Yeah.
things going on. I would love to know what Hux thinks Kylo is doing.
That's a great question. I don't know.
Man, Hux needs a
Worse
comic.
things. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that Hux is a fascinating character, especially being paired with Kylo. They're such an interesting, just two very different people.
Oh yeah, I'm ready for this Mandoverse and the Mandalorian and Grogu film to come out, because with his dad playing a role at the
Yes.
Shadow Council, it's just like, oh, okay, so are we
Love
gonna
it.
get some ideologies from, Papa Hux down to Armitage? Like, that would be really cool.
And I
I would
mean,
say he was worse, right?
I was
Is-
about to say, people
uh-huh.
don't know how awful
Yeah.
Brindle Hux is. He's
Yeah.
a terrible person.
Yeah, he sucks for sure.
There's a reason Hux is so insufferable.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is, there's people who have like, shitty parents, and it's like, that's a reflection, you see it, but Armitage, you're like, you just don't get it, do you? And it could stem from maybe things that we see with Brendel.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Pretty weird. And I'm also trying to figure out, this is also like kind of like a side thing, but I'm trying to figure out who plays Brendel Hux, because it kind of looks a little bit like the guy Brian Gleason.
Oh, that's his brother, right?
Notably,
Wait,
he
the
is the
actor's
real life
brother?
brother of Domhnall
Dom
Gleason.
Null, who plays Hux.
Oh. Ah.
Wait, really?
Yeah, so a lot of his family are actors. You would recognize his dad if you looked his dad up. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but his dad is a very well-known actor. I gotta know.
Brendan
Yeah.
Gleeson?
Yes. Is it his
Oh,
dad or
yeah,
is
I've
that
seen
his
this guy.
brother? But yeah, you've seen him quite a bit.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, that's his dad. Yeah.
Wow. I would have never known that.
I know. They're in something together. I'm trying, but I don't remember what it was, but I remember seeing them together
Harry
and being like,
Potter?
well, was it Harry Potter?
I mean, I just see him as
Oh
Bad
He's
gosh,
the-
I
he's the
forgot his
old
dad
Weasley.
was in Harry Potter. That's so funny. Yeah, that whole family is very, very talented actors. So
Yeah.
Wow.
Cool. Yeah, it's like my over the years I'm not saying he's the best actor ever, but my personal favorite actor is Bill Skarsgård. Like there's
Oh.
I love
there's just
him.
something about him, and then of course
Yes.
like Welcome to Derry. I was just like, yeah.
Oh,
this,
yeah.
Mhm.
This guy is the shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was super, super cool to know, like, his dad is in Andor, Stellan. And then I watched a movie recently, and I can't even remember the title now, but his brother was in it. So like they come from a line of
Yeah. There's a lot of
Yes.
Skarsgårds.
I was aware of the Skarsgård family because I am super obsessed with all of them. but-
Same.
Yeah.
They're so
The
cool.
Gleasons are new to my knowledge.
Yes, now you know.
Now I know.
I was waiting for you to be like, yeah, his grandpa's actually Jackie Gleason. I would have been like, all right,
Nope.
cut the lights. Cut the lights.
Did you know his grandpa played Darth Vader? It's-
Oh my god.
Man, that would
Oh.
be so wild. I love it. Well, that's cool. Cool little fun fact there. Sweet.
Mhm.
Okay, so are we ready to move on to issue 6? Did we have anything else from issue 5?
I think the only thing about issue 5 that I wanted to point out that I love so much, particularly the artist, is how many outfits they put Kylo in and how great they were. And I just am here for it. Between the like snow outfit, the like kicking people outfit, we just got to see all kinds of like Padme version of Kylo Ren. You know what I mean? Everyone makes fun of him for being a poor dresser. And I'm like, look at this. He's a fashionista. He just has to get out of the First Order to do it.
Yeah, he gets it from his grandma.
Exactly.
So true.
Damn, that is a good point. I would have never thought of that.
I'm just saying, fashion from her and his poor personality from Anakin. So
Impulsiveness and inability to communicate anything with others.
the emotional instability, like it's yeah.
Yeah, it's like, did you go to school as a child? Did you socialize with other kids? Because it's not showing.
There's a whole series about that.
Beautiful. Sweet. Yeah. So moving on to issue 6. Now this one, it felt like this was a Kickstarter for the series for me. I mean, you guys are seasoned vets with this, and reading this for the first time, I was like, oh, okay. So now we're in some familiar territories once again. So now this one takes place on Corellia. So very fun. I did read this for the first time 2 weeks ago. Once the issues came in, I was like, all right, it's time to go to town. So this was the first one I dove into. So this one was really fun. Any main points that you guys have for issue 6?
See that the artist is Luke Ross for this one.
Luke Ross does Kylo's expressions. I can't imagine are easy to get down because Adam Driver's a very facial expression person. The drawing of his expressions in this are insane. Just like absolutely fantastic art. Yeah.
I was excited to see a siege on Corellia with like AT-ATs and everything. It's a pretty intense battle.
And it's like a Han Solo connection too. So it's
yeah, it's so cool. And that TIE silencer.
That was the next thing. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I'm obsessed with this ship.
If I could get the Lego set, it would easily be one of my favorites in my collection. But that ship is so cool.
It's so cool.
Yeah, also the throne, Kylo's sitting on his throne that he got beautifully built. The one he demanded. Such a good job.
You almost feel bad for Hux, almost.
Yeah, definitely. Because it's like this guy right here. Are you kidding me? This guy.
Kylo being like, it's not your role to feel large. Oh my gosh.
It's mine.
I know.
It's mine. Oh.
Yeah, this whole scene with Kylo like bulldozing in and not communicating with Hux felt so Anakin coded.
Yeah.
It was so great.
Yeah, I love how they can really tie in the connections. I mean, yes, Kylo Ren is obviously the grandson of Darth Vader, probably the most famous character in Star Wars. It's just insane how you can get those correlations. You see the bloodline. You saw it in Luke, you saw it in Leia in the original trilogy, but you really, really see it even in the next generation with the grandson, and it's just insane. And I'm also glad now that you mentioned the outfits, because now I'm like, okay, so this even makes more sense because it's just like Padme's grandma. So it's all those cool little tidbits that you can add together, and that's I feel like in this issue in particular, you get to see his kind of planning, how he wants to kind of, obviously Supreme Chancellor, so he is over Hux, but he doesn't really allow Hux to work with him. No. So there's that disconnect, and it's very prominent, unlike, Palpatine and Vader, where they had their differences. Kylo Ren and Hux are not Vader, and they're not Palpatine. This is very different and very low level, but the characters are so cool that makes it awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Hux, poor thing, is like trying so hard not to get his head chopped off. That you really do almost feel bad because he's a military strategist. This is his background. He has all these plans for how to do a successful invasion on Corellia. And Kylo Ren and Anakin style is like, what if I hopped in my ship and just blew some stuff up?
Yeah, let me just be a disaster. Let me mess things up and just kind of, let me be the center of attention for a little bit.
All the male Skywalkers are kind of disasters, guys. It's why we love them. I mean,
yeah, it's not a bad thing, guys. If you're watching this, don't think it's a bad thing. We love the Skywalkers, but they're troubled. Okay, they're troubled.
It's okay if you're a disaster. It's fine.
Yeah. Sometimes reading these comics causes a disaster inside of my mind because I'm like, oh, wow. So we could we could see this in later projects. Yes, maybe an animated series, bring some of this to life. I would love that.
Ooh,
Oh,
that would be
an
so
animated
cool.
series would be so cool. Especially, I would love this, or The Rise of Kylo Ren would be such a good animated series.
Ooh, yeah. I think the comic book shop here was trying to order me an ish. I think it was The Rise of Kylo Ren, I believe. Let me see what the.
It's another Kylo Ren comic series.
Okay, cool. I think they're. There's a book as well, right? Or is it just the comics?
I wonder if they did they put a book of all of it together?
It's a trade paperback with all of the issues in them.
Okay, cool.
Mhm.
I think that's what I think that's what they thought I was trying to get at first with the second batch. And I was like, no, just Legacy of Vader. It has Kylo Ren, but just
Yes,
it's
you're like, they're
Legacy.
two different series.
Yeah. So I'd be like, wait, this doesn't make sense.
Yeah, you'd have been very
no.
confused.
Like, oh, so it's just one large flashback. I got it.
Yeah. And then the Knights of Ren showed up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah.
Well, you're not far off.
So one thing I really liked, and it kind of takes you back to Force Awakens, and you really, really capture that vibe once again, is the troops when they start chanting Kylo's name. Like, I was like, oh my God. It's like Hux, is just so pissed. He's just sitting there. And yeah, right here, you can really see Hux's fists just shaking, and you can just like see the pure rage.
Oh, I know.
It's just like, oh, dude, no. This is not going to be good. So, yeah.
Especially when Hux just has this beautiful speech about how everyone in the First Order, they're not heroes. Because everyone's like, wow, your plan is so great. Like, they're saying all these great things about Hux. And he's like, no. It's not all about me. We all did this together. There's no heroes. And then in flies in Kylo. And then at the very end of that is literally them chanting Kylo Ren. They're putting him up on a pedestal like he's a hero. So just like everything that Hux said just like flew out the window.
And I mean, Hux is not privy to all the things we know, that's happening around here. But the entire point of this comic is kind of also to illustrate that Kylo got everything he wanted, right? Well, with one exception. And he's still not happy. Like, he got to the top, he took over, the First Order and thought that would bring him fulfillment. And he's finding it's not. And like, even in this picture of all of them chanting, he does not look excited. He does not look fulfilled. He is just kind of like, this isn't doing it for me either. And I wonder how much Hux is mad if he knows Kylo doesn't care about any of this at all.
He does look so bored.
Yeah, right? He looks just like, oh, this is not what I thought it would be.
Or
Hux probably would have smiled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so bad. Poor guy. Kylo has the nerve to say, I know this makes you feel small. Like,
oh no. My God. Do you want to get poisoned? This is how you get poisoned.
It's so cool the back and forth they have after that too. I didn't even have that in my notes. Just looking at this once again, it kind of takes me back to seeing this for the first time, because it's really quick too. Once everything happens on Corellia, it's just like now, like halfway through, we're cutting to the next like issue, or the next, not issue like comic, but like the next like issue within the comic issue.
Yeah.
Poor choice of wording. But
well, it was a little confusing because at the end of 5, we have Vane saying, I have something even better for you. And then next thing we know, we're on Corellia with some invasion. And like, is this supposed to be what Vane was talking about? Like, what exactly did he mean? And why are we here? And so we don't find that until like almost towards like 2/3 of the way into the comic.
Super cool. Then Vinay's just like, yeah, so I found something for you. This should help.
While you were in your ship, I was doing some research.
Yeah. And it kind of reminded me of The Mandalorian when they were trying to, Din Djarin was trying to track down some Mandalorians. That way he could kind of, get back with the Creed. And it comes to find out it's this guy named Cobb Vanth who just has Boba's armor, who's not a Mandalorian. So this is it kind of takes me back to that, to where it's like, okay, we're looking for someone who's our kind. Now Kylo Ren is obviously looking for a Jedi. And I believe this is one of the last people that's surviving from Order 66, if I'm not wrong.
That we're aware of.
Yeah, I had to...
You know how Star Wars goes. So.
I had to
And
get
also,
on
this is
Google and
between
fact check myself.
7 and 8, right?
Mhm.
This is between 8 and 9.
Oh,
Eight,
no,
nine,
8 and
eight,
9.
nine.
Yeah.
So The Last Jedi,
Is not The
which
Last
is
Jedi.
no, but like the insinuates in The Last Jedi, it's Rey, right? And so one of my favorite things is when they're talking about all but the last one, and the way Kylo like looks at I swear he's like looking at us makes me
Oh,
feel
yeah.
like he's thinking 100% of Rey.
His face looks so like petty where he's like, the last one. This is gonna be it.
It's so
It's like
good.
last one, keyword one. There's not, there can't be more, right? You know, like this has to be a poser.
He's pretending she doesn't exist right now because
Exactly.
his feelings are hurt. So.
The one of my favorite things from this issue though is, you know, obviously some childhood memories where I get to see Anakin and the 501st just storming the temple. That is insane to see in a kind of sequel based comic book. Just oh, it looks so good. It looks like it's pulled from Revenge of the Sith.
It really does.
Oh, it's so good.
I mean, and
then
the
you get
one
all those
right under
flashbacks.
it too. The one under it is probably my favorite, of Darth Vader in full Darth Vader gear fighting with a Jedi. It's so good.
All three of the panels are just gorgeous. I like that sepia tone look.
Mm-hmm.
So good. And for people watching, this is what we're talking about. Cool, cool
such
stuff
good
like
art.
this. Yeah, it's awesome. They need to keep everyone around. This is also Mr. Luke Ross as well. So keep that man in good spirits always. He should always have a job. But yeah, artwork is just insane. Palpatine at the end of that looks so menacing.
Yes.
Very
So
horror-esque.
creepy.
Yeah, man. So good. But then yeah, we get to see you guys watch did we talk about Walking Dead one time?
Did we?
Have you guys
I
seen...
watched it. Yeah.
I haven't, but continue.
Okay. So something really cool with this, you know, we're talking about wardrobes yet again. Kylo has the like Rick Grimes like season 5 little fur necked jacket, and this is like
it's amazing.
The kids talk aura these days, and now this is some aura. Like
I love this jacket. This is what I'm talking about. Like, this is super, I think, Padme style, or Queen Amidala style stuff. So
little trench coat.
It's
yeah,
very fashionable.
He is. They made him look so non-threatening with his little fur and like, everything.
Well, especially like this sequence where he's like putting his hand out.
Oh yeah, playing in the snow. Yep.
Yes.
So good.
It's like, oh, he is human. Yes.
Yeah.
But then it's really cool how it's just like, okay, go off. That's something also that kind of reminded me, not directly, but it was just kind of like, oh, you know, like when Yoda told Luke, like, if you're gonna go, you know, to this little bunker over here, like you're gonna find something over here, and you know, you're on your own basically. And that's kind of like what was cool with Vinay and Kylo Ren, where it was just like Kylo had understood that this was something he had to go and do himself. And then now we're at another cantina yet again. So
oh, the creatures are so fun though.
So cool. This is Star Wars.
It really is.
Yeah, I love this so much. There was one note I did have for this part. Yeah,
like
outside of
Kylo
Vinay
orders fancy wine.
Is it Corellian wine?
It has to be Corellian wine, right?
I think he said it's some local stuff. The bartender said it's from this planet.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
It's still funny that he wants wine. I don't know why. It just makes me laugh.
Me too.
Like no spotchka, like the blue stuff that everyone else drinks, and you want wine from these local stew grapes.
You know, Han Solo would order some like swill. You know what I mean? He would be getting some whiskey style or something, and I feel like this is almost an inadvertent like, I'm gonna get the thing that Han Solo would not drink.
Yeah, for real.
Wine. It's very Princess Leia of him.
I was gonna say wine is definitely a Princess Leia drink.
He gets it from his mom.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. And this also made me think of the moment where Kylo Ren and that force sensitive being at Gardula the Hutt's palace, is just sitting there nonchalantly. And then it's like, now once again we have this lady who is just another force sensitive person in the same room as Kylo Ren, and gets his lightsaber taken once again. So Really, really cool. What do you guys think of this character?
Oh, love.
Amazing. I love that she
Yes.
takes his lightsaber right away.
I like that she insults it right away. And I love Kylo's lightsaber, but she's like, hey, do you know your crystal's cracked? You should probably fix that.
Yeah, you ought to get that looked at.
Yeah. This entire series is Kylo getting humbled a lot by various
Oh, I
people.
love it.
So,
Mm-hmm.
and he needs it. This is what he needs. So,
Mm-hmm. Such a good ending too, because the let's chat where it's just like really zoomed in on her face on the bottom right frame, you're like, oh dude, yeah, this is so badass.
With the lightsaber in her eyeball, like the
oh,
reflection.
yes.
It's so beautiful.
It is. And she calls him young man. Like, it's all these little things where she's just so confident that she is not going to have an issue with Kylo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Well, look at his
it's so
lightsaber.
cool.
Like, obviously he's broken.
When, I mean, we're not
Yeah.
going to go into the next issue, but, you know, finding out kind of how well she can read people and pick up on how people are feeling, it makes sense that she's so nonchalant because she's feeling what a chaotic state he's in and how really fragile he is, even if he's acting like he's not.
Mm-hmm.
So cool.
Well, I mean, the way he addresses the bartender and asks if anyone strange is in town. Like the way he goes about trying to find this Jedi is really silly. And it's interesting that's the first thing he thought to do. He didn't say flat out, "Where's the Jedi?" or anything like that. And that he like tries this method and then he quickly gives up on it and resorts to like taking it from him using the Force, which doesn't work because cool lady takes his lightsaber and ends that really quickly.
She's like,
Yeah.
I'm right here.
Yeah.
That's so cool, man. I don't know. It's just like how do you not like this? I mean, even if you're not a sequels fan, you can still enjoy this entire series. It's so good, and it could make you actually like this could be a sequel trilogy enhancer. Just this series alone. It's so good. It's so good.
Agreed. It just gives so much depth to this character. So I think for people who didn't see that depth in the movies, I'm always like, well, go read the comics because they put even more in there. And maybe you can go back and watch the movies after reading these and understand better that characters.
Oh yeah. I love it so much. It makes me really happy for Kylo just because kind of leading into something that we all want, of course, the hunt for Ben Solo, that it's these little shards of his past. It's what makes Kylo Ren. But at the end of the day, Ben Solo is still so troubled with himself, trying to find his identity. And that's something that you can really go into with this movie on top of what you read here in the comics and what you see even in The Rise of Skywalker. I mean, throughout the entire sequel trilogy, you see him bouncing back and forth. I mean, he has dark side tendencies, of course, but it's not him. Kylo Ren is so cool. He's so cool. Helmet's badass. The robes are so cool. When he's hooded with his helmet on, I'm like, dude, holy goat. Like, so cool. But even without the helmet, he still looks cool, but it's just like you are not that. And that's cool. You're cosplaying this Sith, basically. That's not you, man. Like, and that's why I really, really, really hope, because I know we're getting the hunt for Ben Solo, but this is where you really show Ben Solo and just like what a cool character he is,
And to me, I think a lot of the way it was acted out, the way that character was written was intentional, that it feels wrong the way he's acting. But then you get to the Rise of Skywalker and the tone shift when he becomes Ben Solo, it's like it makes sense. And all of a sudden it feels right. Does that make sense?
Oh, 100%.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I think that was all very intentional with body language and how he carries himself and all those things. And I think it's true. He was, trying to fit a square peg into a round hole, trying to be on the dark side when really he's kind of bad at it. He's not meant to be on the dark side, at least not fully. He was never meant to be a Sith. And I think it made for a very interesting character, but it did make me really excited when we saw the transition to Ben Solo because it's like everything clicked into place with that character.
Mhm.
It was definitely one of my favorite scenes of the sequels was seeing not only Ben Solo come back into himself, but also seeing him work side by side with Rey is just so cool.
So good.
And I want more of that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Please.
They have this thing that was written into the movies where they have this forced dyad. These two together are one, right? You can't let that cool ass idea just be extinguished. You have to explore that more. And it's just like, whether that's in the Rey trilogy, whether that's in the Rey movie, or however they're going about it, or in the Hunt for Ben Solo, that, like, you have to explore these two characters, whether a majority of fans like them or not. I know a lot of people love Rey. I know a lot of people love Kylo Ren. So it's just like, if there is, troubles with the sequels, you think the pacing's off, or it just doesn't make sense, Palpatine came back, that wasn't your thing, that's fine. But you can't knock these two characters and what they are capable of. Palpatine even describes it as something obviously he hadn't seen, but even the Sith hadn't talked about in generations. But the granddaughter of Palpatine and the grandson of Vader have this connection that it could be, we still don't know, it could be one of the strongest force connections in all of Star Wars. And it's right there. It's right there.
So cool. It's such a cool part of lore in Star Wars, the force dyad thing, and how it kind of goes into the rule of two and why that was created. And it's like, Palpatine wanted to be in a dyad. That is what he wanted, because he knew it was a very powerful thing. And no matter how much he tried to force it, it never worked. And so to have this very cool natural dyad that's happened between these two characters, I think is really cool and could be explored more. And I feel like they left doors open for that on purpose.
We didn't see a force ghost, so
that was intentional. I don't care what anyone says. Exegol is a virgins in the force. Like, there's or a force nexus. Like, there's all kinds of little things in Rise of Skywalker in particular that I'm like, you guys really set it out that this story could be told. So,
especially if you have a dyad and two, like, I don't know what word you want to say, but they're essentially one person, right?
Yeah.
And what happens when the one dies, right?
When there's
you can't have the one without the other. Like, they both have to go.
Yes. It's like they describe it as a part of the one that's living has died. And it's like, how are you supposed to, you can't be a whole person, right? And I'm curious to see where Rey's character's at when we see her again, and how much of that we'll see of how she's doing emotionally or mentally, or even with using the force, and how that's going to be affected by the absence of a dyad. So
yeah, super weird. I do love how they, connect that, where Rey and Kylo can see where each other are at, like their surroundings and their settings are something that's also incorporated into that force dyad. Like, we never saw that with Luke and Vader. We never saw that with Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon. Like, that those bonds are strong, but it's nothing like this. They are the ones. They are a force dyad. We see the Mortis gods, we see the rule of two, we have a force dyad where it's literally one. We got to see more of that. But the Hunt for Ben Solo, on a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being very sure, like 1000% it's happening. Each of you, where do you guys think it's happening? The Hunt for Ben Solo, is it happening? How confident are you that it's happening?
What the real answer, or the like in my heart would I keep answer?
But no, like the real answer.
I'm gonna say a 7.5.
Yeah, I had in my head a 7 too.
Yep.
Just because, like, the whole, like, verbatim of, I don't understand how Ben Solo could be alive without even taking the time to listen to the story. That dismissal is very worrisome to me. And while I really hope that changes happen with, like, the new CEOs, both on Lucasfilm and Disney, that could then lead to the Hunt for Ben Solo. But I don't know. I'm what is that word?
Cautiously optimistic.
Yes.
That's how I feel too. It's like, I don't want to get my hopes up and then have my heart broken. But at the same time, you have all these people. It's not just Adam and Steven Soderbergh that were behind this. It's like Charles Soule is involved in this storytelling. People at Lucasfilm read the story and liked it enough to push it
Yeah.
up towards the top of Disney. And I have a lot of faith in the creatives at Lucasfilm. And when they decide something is good and worthy of being put in front of, Disney, I think that says something. And the thing is, just not now. But I don't think
Mhm.
they put it in the trash, if that makes sense. I think it just was like, let's wait. And
Yep.
now that they've seen people's reaction to it, and also the timing of it with like the Rey movie is coming out, this comic came out, I don't know. It just feels like everything is slowly leading up to the Hunt for Ben Solo, and maybe it'll work out better timing wise than it would have.
Yeah.
I mean, it has to, because going back to the whole dyad thing, you can't have the one without the other. What is she doing by herself?
Yeah, or is it going to be like, I don't know, like Empire Strikes Back Luke, where it's just like you hear Ben in the background. And it's like, no, we can't just hear Adam Driver, like no, like I'm not buying that. Now, I don't know. I would say, me personally, I think I would be like an 8 to
Mhm.
9 out of 10.
I
Like,
love
do
the
I want this to
confidence.
happen? Yes, 1000%. I really, really do. But we've talked about this. There's billboards in major cities in the United States. You even see people overseas like, yo, what is going on? Like the UK, for instance, like they're handing out signs. They're freaking, just spreading the word. And even here, like, Rachel, you've been on Collider, like this is a serious thing. You guys have been there with other fans, and like it's just insane. But the fan attention to this, like, has there been another Star Wars movie? I know other movies have been like greenlit and announced, but has anything been so hyped up to where it's just like, oh, like fans want that, because Star Wars, for the most part, even with George Lucas or even Disney, it's like, yeah, here we go. Revenge of the Sith is going to be the final puzzle piece to wrap up Anakin Skywalker's story, Darth Vader's story. But then we have The Force Awakens. That was so hype. It's like, oh my God, episode 7 is coming. What? But I feel like if The Hunt for Ben Solo even wasn't canned, we would be just as hype and just as loud. But we're just, very, very peacefully protesting this idea, Disney. But it has to happen. There's so many people talking about this, and I've had plenty of people slide in my DMs on Instagram even and be like, look, dude, I will never be on board with you with the sequels, but give me a Kylo Ren movie, give me a Ben Solo movie, and I'm on board. Now
Yeah.
that takes balls. It does. There's a lot of crazy Star Wars fans out there, but people to say it's pretty telling.
Yeah, and I think I've started, I don't know if you both have noticed, I've seen a bit of a shift online since all of this, and it comes out with even like major Star Wars postings. I think Star Wars UK posted about the dyad, which was great. And I was expecting the comments to be how Star Wars fans can be about the sequel trilogy. It was flooded with positive comments. And I think a lot of that comes from this Hunt for Ben Solo stuff. I think it brought people who were silent Star Wars fans who weren't involved in online stuff, who just loved it privately. They were like, I guess they want to hear our voices talk about what we like if they're going to, do stuff like this. And so I think that's been a positive part of all this, is it's brought people into the like participating in the fandom more, because they realize how important it is to have positive voices. And so now a lot of people are out there saying we want the Hunt for Ben Solo, and I love it because more people are seeing that people love this character.
I'm glad you say that, because I feel like sometimes I get so inundated by like negative comments on like news articles or talking about the Hunt for Ben Solo, and there are negative comments there. And so part of the Hunt for Ben Solo group is to like not only look for these articles but also make sure we're there like, all right, comment,
yes,
say how much we love this, and make sure we're louder than all the angry fans. And
yeah
but it's like you said. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
It's like you said, fans that may not necessarily love the sequels, I've seen them coming out to almost defend this, and it's such a different, like, I just wasn't sure what to do with it, but I love it, because people are recognizing like, hey, this is a opportunity for a cool new story. We shouldn't shut things down just because you may not, like a character or whatever. Let's give it a chance and see if it could be something great. I like seeing people who may have a different opinion than me on these things wanting to also support it. That's very hopeful for me in terms of how the fandom perception of the sequels is going to change, just like it did for the prequels. So
yeah. I know, it's like y'all forget, like, the prequels got trashed,
so
like,
bad.
I love the prequels. That's what I grew up
Same.
with. But
Yeah.
there's even times where I'm watching, like, the Phantom Menace, and I'm like, is this like a great movie? Like, there's so many cool things from it, but it's just like, it's not the best movie. Do I love it? Yes, I love it so much. But it's just like, you can't just say, "Oh yeah, that's not my Luke. That's a terrible movie." And it's just like, guys, come on. Like, watch it as a
Honestly,
movie.
That's how I feel
like
about
you're
all
supposed
of the
to.
Star Wars. Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, it's like there's flaws everywhere. They're all over the place. But like, are we acting like we're not Star Wars fans? Like we haven't seen Star Wars? That's the whole point.
Right.
It's just it's
Star
great
Wars
to
what?
us because we love it so much, And I don't know. I think my biggest hopeful thing was I'm not even gonna lie, I was probably more of like a 6 out of 10, like, chance of thinking like this could come back. But on Kathleen Kennedy's exit interview, saying that it's still on the back burner if someone wants to pick that up. Now,
Yep.
why on earth would she say that on an exit interview, for
I love
one?
it.
For two,
Same. Stir the
knowing
pot.
Yeah.
knowing that everyone knows that Filoni was going to be next up, and Lin-Manuel Brennan. Okay, Dave Filoni's one thing, but people sleep on Lin-Manuel Brennan.
Yeah,
She's going to be the one
Absolutely.
who sits there and is like, okay, so this is how we need to do this. This is what's going to work. If we really like this idea, this is how we're going to turn this into, maybe the marketing side, maybe the sales, maybe everything that goes into hyping this movie up or project or whatever it is. Because Filoni, he has a good Star Wars mind. We all know that. But Lin-Manuel Brennan could be that piece that's like, okay, we're going to pick this back up. Dave, I know you're, and more than likely he was on board with it because he was part of Lucasfilm when, everyone, quote unquote, loved the project and the pitch.
Yeah.
Bob Iger, he's not at Disney. We have Josh D'Amaro. And it's like, every time I see a post of, like, a fan like us with him, I always hit a little comment. I'm like, does he like The Hunt for Ben Solo? Because he needs to see that.
He does.
And he's a risk taker with Disney. We know that, the Disney parks, it's like, you want to take another risk and a huge swing and hit a grand slam, green light The Hunt for Ben Solo. If someone wants to pick it up and take a risk on it, was the quote that Kathleen Kennedy said. And she knows more than anyone.
I would love that.
It's going to happen. It has
There's
to happen.
a time overlap between Bob Iger and Josh D'Amaro, right? Like,
surely.
I think at
because I don't think it's
the
just
end of this
Josh
month.
now. No, I thought it was longer than that.
Maybe?
Well, Bob's dead to me, so I don't know.
Well, my point is that we have to wait until he's out.
Damn it, Robert. Come on, Robert.
Damn it, Bobby. Yeah.
We don't need to hold Josh's hand. He's got it.
Oh, man. Bob Iger's never going to get another day of peace for the rest of it.
No.
We'll still be sending him letters about the hunt for Ben Solo.
He's like, they made it 20 years ago. Leave me alone.
I love it. That's what he gets, though. It's like, dude, how do you... If that really was the way where it's just like, I just don't see how he's alive. Could you imagine him just, like, shutting the door behind him? It's like, oh, no, bro, you're going to hear me. You have an excellent director in Steven Soderbergh. Could you imagine the shots that this movie could have?
I don't know how you sit in a room with Steven Soderbergh and say, I don't trust your vision. How?
Or the guy who plays the main character of the story that you're trying to tell. He's right there, and he's
seriously
co-producing this. Adam Driver.
And
he's
he helped with both of the Kylo comics he had input in. And it's like, this is a person who knows his character very, very well. And he's not going to sign off on doing another Star Wars movie just for funsies. It's because he genuinely believes in this project. And the fact that him and Steven put 2 years into it makes me 2.5.
Yes.
Makes me so sad.
And $3 million.
Oh.
Wow. No big deal.
I'm never going to see that amount of money in my entire life. That is insane. Yeah, it's like I want to hug them both and be like, I swear, everyone else is really excited.
Mm-hmm.
It's just crazy to me to have been in that room and to say no to that is a little.
Or it's the fact Steven said, like, yeah, we basically just like worked for free for 2.5 years.
That's
And it's
crazy.
like,
That's how much they cared
oh
about it, right? And it's
Mm-hmm.
and for Adam, who can be a little picky, for him to say
yeah.
it was the best bleeping script he's ever read in his life or whatever, that's crazy to hear that from him about a Star Wars film. Because
Yeah.
Star Wars isn't wonderful, it is, but we don't expect it to be the best film we've ever seen in our lives. We just expect it to be Star Wars. And so I have full faith that with all these important people behind it, it will get made. It just needed the fan support and now we have it. So,
Yeah, and it's like, what, I'm not up to date, but it's just like, what's next for Steven Soderbergh? What's next for Adam Driver? What's next for these, important people that have their heads into the it's important for Lin Brennan and Dave Filoni and
yeah.
Josh D'Amaro. Like, it's important just as much for all of them. And
Yeah.
I can't remember that one guy's name, but when he was interviewing Oscar Isaac, and he's like, "You knew about the Ben Soderbergh
Oh,
script or the
that was such
Steven
a great
Soderbergh
interview.
script," and he's just like,
I love
"What?"
that interviewer so much. He does fantastic interviews and he has great
It's like,
relationships with so many of them that
Uh-huh.
he knew he could get away with doing that and it would be
Yeah.
fine. But
and he's like, "I'm gonna miss my flight." No one, damn well you don't have a flight. You're making all that up. It's so clear. And
Daisy's
you were
also
gonna
been
be
very she's very good at kind of sidestepping those things. She's like,
the Drew Barrymore thing
I
too.
heard whispers
Oh
about it. Drew
yeah.
Barrymore, one of us.
She really
Like
is.
it's love it.
Yeah, so I'm looking at a couple dates here. August 14th, 15th, and 16th in Anaheim, California. The D23 will be held there, and I think I think one of these days, if not the first 2 days, I feel like this is where it's just like, all right, Josh, it's your time to shine, dog. You're either
Yes.
going to be hated by us three, or you're going to be loved
I know.
drastically. This is where you announce Hunt for Ben Solo. Just at least say it's reworked and it's actually going forward. That's all you have to say. It doesn't need to come out next year
No,
or
no.
2030 even.
Or
Just
Star
get it
Wars
rolling.
Celebration is
See,
just around the corner too.
I'm holding. I think it's gonna be Star Wars Celebration.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I think they're gonna wait.
Yeah.
Which sucks
Oh,
for
God.
us because I want to know about it now.
Yeah,
We
tell
have to
me
wait
now.
over a year.
I know. I'm trying not to think about that part, but realistically, I think because it's going to be such a big reaction to it, they're going to wait till Star Wars Celebration.
Yeah, it's because by then we've had The Mandalorian and Grogu out, another
Yep.
film. Starfighter will be coming out in 3-4 weeks after Celebration.
Ahsoka
Why
season
not
2 will be
announce-
done. Like,
Yep.
yep.
Why not announce the next movie?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Um,
If Childish Gambino turned in a script for Lando, like, when's that coming out?
Don't even get me started on that. We will be here
And it's-
all night.
I know.
I'm so salty. I love Childish Gambino. How dare you?
Yeah, I know, and it's just like, come on, like, let's be real.
Hear
this
me
entire-
out, though. Hear me out.
Let's hear it.
Star Wars Celebration next year. We find out the Hunt for Ben Solo. We get a trailer or something for the Rey movie,
Mm-hmm.
and we find out that the Lando Calrissian stuff is happening. Like, imagine all of that happening at one Star Wars Celebration.
That'd
I
be
can
pretty
imagine
crazy.
it.
I can too.
Sounds fantastic.
It sounds great. Josh, if you're listening.
I know.
Yeah, Joshy boy,
Josh,
you could change the world, man. You could really
you
do
could
some
give
things
us
here.
something worth living for, so no pressure. But
Yeah,
All of us Star Wars fans all
We really
across the
need
world.
something.
yeah,
Unite as one.
yeah. Well, before we dismiss here, I will say there are rumors that the Dawn of the Jedi film from James Mangold is in the can now. That's probably
Yeah.
not going to be a thing. So it's like, does that open up a movie slot for something to get brought up?
Honestly,
who
that's kind
knows?
of how I viewed it. I mean, I'm disappointed in that. I would love to see a Dawn
Yes.
of the
Oh, I
Jedi
want that.
film,
Me
but
too.
hearing that was probably not happening for at least the foreseeable future, I was like,
Oh, yeah.
really? Sounds like you
I know
need some new
something that can be
ideas.
here.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this was wonderful. I'm actually, like I said before we started, I'm actually glad we did 2 issues this time, just because I mean we had to talk to Hunt for Ben Solo. I'm almost
Yeah.
like tired of texting you guys about it. I want to hear. I want to hear what you think about it. And plus, you know, the community, the Hunt for Ben Solo community, we absolutely love you guys. And so yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy this episode. And for anyone who even wants to get in to this cool little space here, I mean, it's a Star Wars movie. Why would we not want a Star Wars movie to happen? It's right here, and it can come to fruition. It's right there,
Yeah.
guys. But yeah, before we get off, I'll just want to thank you guys once again for joining me. This is always a blast talking Kylo Ren with you guys. It seems like we haven't talked really much other Star Wars. I mean, there's so many different corners.
One day
we could talk about.
we'll get beyond it. But yeah,
we'll get there. I might need a class of the High Republic where I just sit here and listen, and you guys tell me everything, and I can just soak it all in.
Yes.
So that'd be pretty cool.
Class. How many days do you have?
How many years do you have? Yeah.
Sit your ass down. But yeah, so yeah, we'll definitely try to get something worked out there. But I'm gonna give the floor back to you guys. Let everyone know where they can find you, what the podcast is about, what the socials are about, and yeah, thanks again, guys.
Yeah, so we're the Sacred Text Podcast again. I'll let Rachel go over the socials, but what we talk about is Star Wars print media. We're kind of finishing up our journey together on the High Republic. We're at the very end of that phase. So for the next couple of weeks, we're going to be finishing that out, and then we're going to move on. We can't tell you what we're doing quite yet. I think we're going to keep it a little bit under the radar, but we're going to move on to other Star Wars eras and start looking at other forms of print media outside of the High Republic. So we're excited.
So excited. It's bittersweet because we've spent many, many, many years on the High Republic, and it's the reason why we started a podcast to begin with. And it's crazy that we're finally at the end and get a chance to move on. But yeah, you can find us on Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. We are the Sacred Text Podcast. And yeah, we try to not only talk about the High Republic, but also talk about other comics and books that are coming out so that we can stay current with new things that are coming out.
Beautiful. Absolutely love it. And yeah, everybody, you have no excuse to not go follow them, because if you scroll down just a little bit and hit the description, everything will be linked right there. So you're just literally one click away. Go check them out. Really, really fun. Obviously, we had some good conversations tonight with Kylo Ren. So, I mean, you can only imagine what they're talking about with the High Republic. And of course, if they're moving on to a different little era, and I don't even think I knew about that, that's exciting. So this is going to be great. So yeah, guys, go follow them. And of course, thank you all so much. We're super close to 1,000 subscribers. So if you're new, please hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the like button as well. Lets us know that you guys are enjoying this Legacy of Vader little fun ride. So with all that being said, thanks to you guys, of course, Sacred Text Podcast, for joining me. And then thanks for everyone who's watching. We'll see you in the next one.